We did it. Eagle Nation, we did it. The Philadelphia Eagles won game 1 against Green Bay Packers 34-29. Let's run the intro so we can get right into it. And first off, man, I want to talk about, what I've seen from this defense. Let's get into that real quick. Zach Bond played out of his mind tonight. He had like 15 tackles for loss, rallied around to the ball. You know what I'm saying? Made tackles in the open field. A lot of things that we didn't see in linebackers last season. He also played edge, right? Got to the quarterback, got a sack. Also was going into coverage from the edge. Look, man, he did what he had to do. And he made so many tackles. He was always around the ball, man. The Philadelphia Eagles in this defense and, Vic Fangio, how he handpicked Zach Bond and, how he's just so good. Nakobe Dean had a really good game, man. Sometimes I felt like, Nakobe Dean was out of place in coverage, but in between those tackles, in between those gaps, rushing the quarterback, Nakobe Dean is really, really good, man. So, I like what I seen from the linebackers, especially with us with us being down a linebacker and Devin White, our starting linebacker. Look, man, this team looked good. The Philadelphia Eagles look good on defense at times. And sometimes, especially on a side, on Slay's side, we couldn't tackle there a lot. We had some issues there, but Quinyon Mitchell is the real deal, dog. Quinyon Mitchell played majority of the game and he was locked down. They barely threw the ball to Quinyon Mitchell's side. And that's because he's so good. His ball skills are so good. The way he route, the way he gets to the ball, the way his hips are perfect. The way he opened up his hips, Quinyon is a dog. Also, man, I want to talk about Reed Blankenship, man. Had an interception, a game-changing interception. And I think that was a tough interception, but he still brought it in.
I know you love it, Dallas, but damn, but they beat a nigga up out there, fam.
CJ Gardner-Johnson is a leader. He's one of the leaders on this defense, especially on the back end. He played well, man. He played well. Slay looked okay. Avonte Maddox looked okay. He did get beat, at certain times, but I still felt like Avonte Maddox had a pretty decent game. But what I'm most concerned about, since we talked about all the good, man, what I'm most concerned about is this defensive line. Especially the tackles, offensive tackles, and the edge. I did not see much from Huff. Barely anything from Huff. He's getting paid a lot of money. So that's something that we got to talk about, something that we got to look into all week. Huff, he didn't do well. Nolan Smith, I didn't see a lot from Nolan Smith. It's like Nolan Smith always just barely gets there. He barely gets there, but he never can converge on the sack. I seen Sweat get there a few times, but I also seen a lot of holding from the offensive line on our defensive line, just to say that. But at the same time, I need to see a little bit more from this defensive line. And I would like to probably bring another player like Ndamukong Suh or somebody to this defensive line, man, because, I want to see, I think that defensive line needs a little bit more veteran leadership. Also, I wanted to talk about what I seen from Jordan Davis. I would like to see a little bit more from Jordan Davis. He had some flashes early in the game, but, as we got towards the end of the game, I just didn't see him. And that's kind of like PTSD because he was the same way, early in the season last year, and then he flamed out towards the end. So, the defense, they had 2 big stops from Philadelphia, from the offense turnovers. One Jalen Hurts pick, and then miscommunication from Cam Jurgens and Jalen Hurts. Ball hit the ground. And they were still able to stop those and only hold those 2 drives at 6 points. That was major. Because if they had those 2 touchdowns, we'd probably be having a different conversation right now. So the defense did play good. Like I've seen a jump from last year's defense to this year's defense. We still got some things to work on, but once we get that defensive line humming, like this team is going to be dangerous on the defensive side of the ball, and I think the linebackers are really good. So there you go, man. Like I said, man, I'm super hyped. I'm super pumped up. I live streamed the whole game. If you didn't check that out, man, definitely check out the replay. I was with the Eagles Unleashed podcast. It was a fire stream. And look, man, we was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, we was nervous, but we pulled out the win, and that's all that matters right now. Because, like I said, this is game one. Nick Sirianni decided not to put his starters in, and we seen the rust. So, look, man, I just don't. I don't want to forget about that. We were rusty. The team seemed to, look better as the game progressed. But to start, man, it was nothing but rust. But look, man, that offense was up and down, right? First off, I want to talk about Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley had 3 touchdowns. I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown. Was a beast out the backfield. Was a beast in the pass game. He blocked pretty well, And the thing is, I'm like, bro, the New York Giants said that we lost our mind for getting a running back like Saquon Barkley because he washed. Saquon Barkley's never ran behind the offensive line like this, and now you see when he run behind his offensive line what type of game he can have, bro. If Saquon continue to have games like that all season, this offense can be dangerous. It can be dangerous because it takes so much pressure off of Jalen Hurts when he feel like he got to play hero ball. Like we seen a little bit of that tonight where he was just forcing throws. The two turnovers was forced throws, and the second turnover he almost threw a turnover right before that one on a forced throw. So I need Jalen Hurts to settle down, stop playing hero ball. You have a quality roster around you. You don't have to make those plays that are not there. You know what I mean? So Jalen Hurts, he had 2 interceptions. I guess you can put the fumble on Cam Jurgens, but 2 interceptions, and they were horrible throws. I seen a lot of bad decision making from Jalen Hurts. So a lot of things that need to be cleaned up there. But don't get me wrong, I am never, ever, ever going to give up on Jalen Hurts because I see the greatness in him. I seen some really great plays, some really great throws from Jalen Hurts, especially to A.J. Brown and especially to Devontae Smith. In my opinion, Devontae Smith plays such a great part in the success of the Philadelphia Eagles tonight. He just kept continuing drives, keeping these drives going, keeping the offense on the field, burning the clock. That last drive was all Devontae Smith, and we got to give him his flowers. We got to give him all the credit, man. The dude was a beast. A.J. Brown, he had another 100-yard game with a touchdown. Really big plays from A.J. Brown, but we know what we getting from A.J. Brown. We know what we getting from Devontae Smith. I didn't see a lot of Jahan Dotson today. I don't even think he had a catch, to be honest. But at the same time, man, you got 2 of the best receivers in the league, in A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and they showed improve. Man. And when you put that together with, the threat of Jalen Hurts throwing the ball and running the ball and Saquon catching and running out the backfield, when we put all this together, things is going to look crazy for teams. It's going to get dark, spooky hours for a lot of teams. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, man, the most important thing for me coming into this game is that we got the win. I knew we was going to be rusty because we decided not to play our starters in preseason. But at the same time, we got the dub. That's all that's important. We got a long week, like a little small bye. We don't play again until Monday night. This team is fire. This team is good. I'm really happy with what I've seen. I'm super excited that we got the dub. Like I said, 34-29. Jordan Love, I think missed a lot of throws out there. He left a lot of that stuff on the field that probably could have put them in a better situation. And I'm thanking him for that. Jalen, Love just got paid. I'm saying that he didn't look the best out there. He looked a step above mid out there, to be honest. But, look, it is what it is. Like I said, it's the first game for them as well. So all in all, man, the Philadelphia Eagles got the dub. Started out 1-1 to start 1-0, to start out the 2024 season. And how could we ever be mad at that? How could we ever be mad at that, man? That's all we really wanted. They traveled over 10 plus hours on an airplane, to get somewhere. It was a home game for us, and we went out and got the dub. And the field was terrible. Like, that field was one of the worst fields I've seen. Like, I don't know why they like to put the Philadelphia Eagles on the worst fields. Like, both of those teams was slipping and sliding. It was like a slip and slide out there, bro. It was slipping and well slide. and we couldn't. A lot of our players could not get traction on both sides of the ball from both teams. You know, but like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles went and got the win, man. Through all the adversity we've seen tonight, we were still able to get the win, thanks to on offense, AJ Brown, thanks to Devontae Smith, thanks to Saquon Barkley. And also, man, his defense played well, man. A lot of key stops that got us where we needed. And I can't be more happier. Like I said, bro, it's always love when you at the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast. It's always love. I'm so happy that y'all here. Before we get up out of here today, I really kind of wanted to talk about, you know, what I seen. I wanted to talk about, you know, where we're at, where I think we can go. Right now, in my opinion, the Philadelphia Eagles are at a point where it's Super Bowl or bust, in my opinion, because the roster is just too good. We looked horrid today at times, but we still figured out how to win. And it wasn't just like it was on one side of the ball. You know, both sides of the ball had ups, both sides of the ball had down. You know what I mean? So, look, man, we're going to get up out here today. If you made it this far in the video and you felt like it helped you out, please do the channel a favor. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always up to date. But for now, out.
Yeah, I got some diamonds on me dancing, looking like they prancing. Always on my BI, we talking about expansion. Looking at a mansion, open up the benches, hanging off the blicket, empty out the sticky, shooting like I'm Jimmy. Chipwood, this good, sorry that I'm this hood.